Hey people, we'll make a little short one here you can share with your Christian friends in hopes to wake them up. Everybody was thinking that Trump was the chosen one, but somehow by a miracle of God, Biden had beat him out of it. You see old Biden riding the old donkey there, and what they're playing on. If you Google Jesus comes riding in, you're going to see pictures of Jesus, and he rides a donkey, a horse, or a cloud, or a dinosaur. But he don't never ride an elephant. That's why Biden had to win. Just Google Jesus comes riding in, and you're going to see that Jesus rides a donkey. Lowly riding on a donkey. Zechariah 9:9. Matthew 21:1 through 11, and riding on the donkey. Your king comes to you gentle and riding on a donkey. He's always riding a donkey. He don't never ride an elephant. And so everybody who's a good Christian, it seems like you should be voting Democrat every time if you're ready to see Jesus come. But if y'all stick with me through one line here, I'm going to teach y'all something about Jesus. In the first book of the New Testament, it talks about the birth of Jesus. It starts by talking about all the lineage first. And it all the way down to line 18. This is in the Greek. We can go to the interlinear here so you can see the interpretation you've been given. But in line 18, it's talking about now of Jesus Christ, the birth thus came about, having been pledged to the mother of him, Mary, to Joseph, before rather coming together of them. She was pregnant before they came together. She was found in the womb having a child out of Spirit Holy. But this womb is gastric. Your gastric system is everything from your mouth to your butt. It's what you eat is your gastric. And exusa, you see the exo here. Exo as in outer. An exoskeleton is a skeleton on the out. To out. Excuse. The gastric, excuse. Of, it's usually of. The out belongs up there. Of pneumatos. Look it up. Pneumatos means air, means pressure. All my pneumatic tools run off of air pressure. We look at the word number, it'll give us some definitions, pneuma, the wind, spirit, wind, breath, spirit. The gastric excusa of the wind, aju. Aju, that's your French word for cooked out of. And so when I hear the gastric excuse of the wind cooked out of, it makes me think of a fart. And yeah, that's your Democratic Jesus right there. The God of something stinks around here. So if you've been watching any of the news, you know that just about everything about Biden pretty much stinks. He's total trash in the world. He's just a big old fart. He is the second coming of Jesus riding on the donkey. And so we're over here in America and we're apologizing to the world. Hey, we sorry most of us voted against this idiot. But while you was voting against him, you were praying for him to win. You was praying for Jesus the whole time. I'm down here in southern Mississippi, and we are the religious capital of the world. We are the religious fanatic capital of the world, and most all my friends, everybody I know, I don't know anybody who's not a Christian, but that's them. They're going to have to wake up and say, yeah, I was wrong, and it's really hard for them to do. They can't do it. They've been brainwashed all their life. Everybody they know has taught them this. And I posted this in my community last week. And it's a 5-minute video, and everybody needs to watch it. But what happens is these are all actors, and this one girl has been offered a free eye exam. So she goes in the office and has a sit down, and then a bell goes off, and everybody stands up for a second, and they sit down. And it only takes a couple times, her watching these people. They stand up every time the bell goes off, and they sit down. And just after a couple times, she starts to doing it. And then, the nurse comes in and starts calling people out one at a time. Everybody gets called back to go to the office until she's left here by herself. And then she's by herself, and the bell goes off, and she stands up. She's been trained. And not only is she trained and has no idea why, so then they send another actor in, and he sits down, and the buzzer goes off, and she's feeling really ridiculous now because she's the only one standing and he's not doing it. He doesn't know. And so he's acting, he plays along with her, and he asks her, "Why are you doing this?" She says, "I don't know, we're just supposed to." And so she gets him to doing it. And then they have more people come in unbeknownst. They don't know what's going on. And so they start training all these people to stand up every time the buzzer goes off, just thinking that's what they're supposed to be doing. And then not long after that, she's gone and he's gone. And all these people that weren't even part of it, they have trained them all to stand every time the buzzer goes off. You're not controlling your brain. But everybody get to watch that. It's just a little 5.5-minute video, and it'll teach you how the brains work and why people really have no idea what they're doing. So anybody that doesn't believe in God or the power of prayer, please explain to me how in the hell Jesus Christ ended up being our president. And you can't say that the election was stolen because Google will block your comment. So you have to come up with something better than that. So the last movie I did was about Google blocking comments. And Aziz, your comment on Black Jesus got blocked. I can't read the rest of it. It just disappears. And so one of my most often questions is, where do I start? Where do I start to learn to read this? And I say, ancient English poetry. And I'm going to pause this here for a second. And you hit your pause button and tell me if you can read this. If anybody can't read this, let me know. But I've seen this come up many different ways, and people are proud they can read it because they say not everybody can read this. But I think everybody can. If you can read this, you have a strange mind too. I couldn't believe that I could actually understand what I was reading. Power of the human mind, according to the research at Cambridge University, it doesn't matter in what order the letters in a word are. The only important thing is that the first and the last letter be in the right place. And you can see that's not even true, because you see if is backwards. They're both in the wrong place. And the first and the last aren't, but it just flows. And now it's possibly, all the training I've been giving myself, reading the ancient language. The rest could be a total mess, and you can still read it without a problem. This is because the human mind does not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole. Amazing, huh? Yeah, I always thought the spelling was important. But if you can read this, share it. Can you read this? Only 55 people out of 100 can. So if anybody can't read this, let me know. I hope y'all paused it and tried to read it. But you can see how you could pass two messages in one line by misspelling words. All the letters have another meaning. They have a number meaning. And you could put two different messages in the same writings in this fashion. And people could read both of them. The one in the numbers would have to be in correct order, but this one wouldn't matter as long as you got the right letters in there.
Don't forget, I won't forget.
Alright, I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.